Welcome to Bold Voices, a production of the Community Foundation of Broward, where we explore Broward's biggest issues, get to know some of the people and organizations creating a bold impact in our community, and take a deeper dive into the world of local philanthropy with the experts at the Community Foundation of Broward. And now it's time to be bold.
Thank you for joining us on Bold Voices for the Community Foundation of Broward. I'm your host, Ellen Jaffe. So happy to welcome Sara Nunez, Executive Director of the Pace Center for Girls. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sara, you and I have known each other for a long time through your career with the Girl Scouts of Southeast Florida. And several years ago, you took on the role of Executive Director at the Pace Center for Girls. What has it been like being a leader, being in charge?
It's a huge, wonderful opportunity for me. I have learned so much from the leaders that I've had in my career over the last 25 years in nonprofit. And now I can really take the skills that I've learned from them and help lead others. And that's not just the team members and the staff, but a wonderful board and the girls that we serve. So I have the opportunity really to lead in an organization that is all about women empowerment, girl empowerment, and advocacy. So it's a wonderful opportunity for me.
When you talk about girl empowerment, tell us about the girls who come to Pace Center and how they find themselves there.
So girls come to Pace for a number of different reasons. They may be behind in school. They may be struggling socially in school. And either someone in their school or a family member or a mental health counselor may be looking for an opportunity for a girl that needs a little bit of additional assistance in one of those areas. So oftentimes the academic underachievement is what starts it. But when they arrive, they're always assigned a counselor who helps them with their social and emotional growth, the challenges they may be facing at home, in the community, with their mental health, so that we can help them holistically. Because the reality is, if they are struggling mentally with their mental health or some social issue, they can't focus on their academics.
Right.
And oftentimes that's the underlying reason why their academic achievement is low. Attendance is a big struggle. Sometimes that's the reason that they're so behind in school, because they don't attend school. That may be anxiety or bullying. So we try to remove all of those barriers so that a girl can be successful.
So essentially a girl is coming to you and she's now going to school at Pace.
Yes.
On a daily basis.
Yes.
What grades do you handle?
So we serve girls from 6th to 12th grade. They can come as young as 11 years old as a 6th grader. And again, like I said, they come referred by their school, a guidance counselor, a parent, a family member who's sent another girl there. And so they come to us year round. We go to school year round, in the summer too. And that helps them catch up and get back on grade level.
Now, what is the arc of a girl's time at Pace when she first arrives and her mental acknowledgement of the fact that she has been put in a special program, to becoming engaged in the program, to becoming successful and graduating?
I hear this all the time from girls who transition from Pace, whether it's through graduation or going back to their home school. They always say, and it's completely voluntary, they sign off that they're coming, but they always say, I couldn't believe I found myself in this all-girls school. I didn't know what to make of it. I just didn't want to be there. And all of a sudden, they realized that there were all of these adults around them that just weren't going to give up, no matter what they said, no matter what they did. The teachers, the counselors, the managers, me, everyone, no one was going to give up, no matter what they did. And so they start to learn that it is their safe place. It is a place for them where they can do anything.
I get the sense that the inspiration goes both ways. When you're talking about the teachers, the managers, all of these people who are part of the process of helping the girls develop. And I can imagine that it's challenging on some days that you might feel like, did I do enough today? And the girls are inspiring you when they're growing, and you're inspiring them by helping them grow.
100%. Every day is a different day at Pace. Girls come in a variety of ways every day, depending on what's gone on at home or the night before or whatever. They come in all different ways. So every day is a little bit different. So some days you go home exhausted and you go home wondering if you did anything right. And then the next day you come in and a girl has a light bulb go off and she has a breakthrough and she's so excited because she took her ACTs and got a great grade, or she just finished algebra and can move on to geometry.
Right.
And those are the days that you're like, that one girl today, I did it. It's like the starfish story where, you threw one back and you saved that one starfish. And really, it is what gets you up in the morning to come back and do it all again. And we hear it all the time from especially our younger staff and our newer staff that don't have as much experience. They may have taught in a traditional school and they come to Pace. And there's so many benefits to teaching at Pace. Small classrooms, a lot of creativity involved. But it's a different environment. And so I think when they come, they're like, I just don't know if I'm doing it. And then you get to graduation and the girls thank their teachers on stage and they talk about how they, by name, that they couldn't have done it. They couldn't have finished without this person pushing them. And that makes every single hard day worth it.
What is it that Pace adds to a typical school curriculum that makes it different for the girls so that they can succeed? Of course, the managers, the teachers, all of the people you mentioned, they're a part of it, obviously. But in addition to that, are there other things that they study, like self-confidence and things like that?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned, the class sizes are very small. Our classes are no more than 14 girls in a class. So that in and of itself is huge because they get a lot more personal attention. The girls also work on what's called competency-based learning, where they move at their own pace, no pun intended,
right.
But they work at their own pace. So if they're coming in and they need algebra, they work on algebra until they finish algebra and then they move on. So it's not on a semester basis. It's all very individualized. So I think that works really well for some of the girls. And then the last thing that I always call the special sauce of Pace curriculum is our Spirited Girls class. It is a class designed to help girls learn adulting type things. Right. All the girls are enrolled in it. It is an approved elective by the Department of Education, and they learn financial literacy. They learn college and career readiness. They explore different careers. They learn healthy relationships, substance abuse prevention, just a number of different topics that you wouldn't get in your normal traditional classroom.
These are life topics.
Life topics that I feel like all of us as adults probably need.
Exactly.
And
yes.
so we're really trying to prepare them in every sense for their next step. And that's the kind of classroom opportunity that they have where they can develop some self-confidence. They can work on projects and look at their future and kind of see that there's a means to an end to all of this, that not only are you getting your math done and getting your science done and getting your English done, but you're learning actual skills that you can take with you long after you leave.
Do you have any idea what the graduation rate is for the girls who have come through Pace versus if they had not?
I don't really know the graduation rate because girls transition at all different times. But what I can tell you in the last 3 years that I've been at graduation at Pace, every year we have a different number of seniors because it just depends on where they are in their academic career. But every year I've been there, every girl that is a senior at the beginning of the year has graduated.
Wow. Now, what is it like for the girls who actually graduate and then go on to college? What is it like for them and for you?
It's the most amazing feeling. So we have a wonderful partnership with Broward College, and we've been working with them for many years. So we bring Broward College in quite regularly into the center to work with girls from exploring careers that may not need an entire college degree, but a certificate. Starting something that they love so that they want to keep going. We do everything from FAFSA nights to how to apply, how to get scholarships. We take the girls to see the campus so that they can really feel it, because it's one thing to get in and it's one thing to go, but it's another thing to finish. So we have transition services specialist and a life coach who help once they get to college to keep them there. We have scholarship funds that have been established by a number of different community partners and just philanthropic people so that money isn't a barrier for them. But it is the best feeling. Our college and career readiness coordinator gets phone calls quite regularly from girls who have long transitioned from Pace and gets to hear all the amazing stories that she then, of course, shares with all of us about how girls are doing. And, our motto is once a Pace girl, always a Pace girl.
Right.
So whether they've been gone a year or 5 years, 10 years, they can call whenever they need something and we'll do whatever we can to help them. But it's a great feeling. It's just a great feeling to see them succeed, whether it's college, career, internship. We have a girl that graduated in June that's going to do an internship at a law firm, and it's a law firm of one of our board members.
Wow,
so the connections that we can make are just great for them.
I wish we could have that kind of personal attention in our public schools.
Agreed.
Because obviously the girls thrive. And when you talk about the funding, the Community Foundation of Broward, we did a little background research, has come up with close to $1.5 million in funding for Pace Center for Girls of Broward over the last number of years. And specifically working with your academic day program and your Pace Works program. How has that extra funding enabled you to accomplish what you do?
The Pace Works program is only here because of funding from the Community Foundation of Broward. Over the years, the support has enabled us to have a college and career readiness coordinator who originally alone was helping girls learn soft skills and hard skills to get jobs. Not necessarily careers, but just going out and getting job experience. We've been able to bring in a number of different employers who meet the girls right on site at Pace. Starbucks is a great example. They come in, they do hands-on drink making with the girls so that they can kind of see what it would be like to be a barista. And then they help them with mock interviews. So they do mock interviews with the girls. They teach them how to fill out the application. And then we help then prepare the girls to go and actually have an interview at Starbucks. We've had a number of girls go work at Starbucks because of that partnership. That is just one example of one of the many partners that we've been able to bring in because we have this person on staff because of the funding from the Community Foundation. We wouldn't be able to fund it otherwise. And that department has now grown because we've been able to then focus on college a little bit more, and have another funding stream for that. So not only has it just helped us grow our programs, but every year we've had 50 to 75 girls get a job. And what does that do? That ripple effect. Now a girl has job experience. Now she's breaking generational poverty in her family, and she feels confident that she can take on some other role in some other job. And in places like Starbucks, there's career opportunities there.
Right.
There's things that they can do there for the long term. But the skills that they're really learning from these professionals at Pace and with the partners that we work with are just incredible. We have another partnership through our PaceWorks program with UKG, wonderful long-term partner, very philanthropic and to many nonprofits. They give a scholarship to some of our girls, but they also then come in and they do technical skills and digital skills and all kinds of things just to give girls exposure to potential careers that they may have never thought of.
Just opening their eyes to the possibilities and that it's not just the opportunity to be a barista, but,
That's right.
Going to a law firm and these other opportunities that they would never have believed that they could achieve or have as an opportunity for them coming from whatever their background is. So you really are changing the outcomes for life. And again, with the support of the Community Foundation of Broward. And we know that that's one of their key things is both education and I know there's a mental health aspect of this as well. So with all of the experts that you have on staff, the funding is critical. And I know that folks at the Community Foundation of Broward came to visit Pace a couple of years ago. They spent a day and were obviously very inspired. And what they found was that you were so successful at taking girls from situations where they were facing academic failure, delinquency, possible substance abuse, to becoming educated, employed, and thriving. And that helps all of Broward County. You're feeding more workers into the community, more people who are active citizens, and they also understand then how important it is to give a hand up. So you're also creating philanthropists.
It's so true. So many of our girls have come back to speak to the girls that are currently enrolled at Pace to talk about their journey. And I just think that being able to see girls who are successful women now who struggled just like they did, they really see the value of giving back. They really see the value of sharing their experiences so that they can see another generation of girls do the same.
Yeah.
It's so true.
I have no doubt that they will be involved. One of the things that I find really interesting was before we started the program today, we were chatting. You mentioned that you'd had trouble recently filling certain positions at Pace Center. And The Community Foundation of Broward now has this nonprofit Center for Excellence. We spoke with the director, Kathy Brown, and what they've put together in a very short time is remarkable, with teaching classes on site here at the foundation offices. Everything from how to start a nonprofit, how to run a nonprofit, how to do outreach marketing, and developing people to work at nonprofits. How has that helped you?
It has helped so much. It has been very tough, especially post-COVID, to hire for certain positions. Development positions specifically have gone unfilled for a lengthy period of time. And I think one of the reasons behind that is that people just don't know how to do that job unless it's something that you've grown into through your career. And what the Community Foundation has done is they have heard that. They've heeded that call and said, how do we help continue to develop the nonprofits that already exist? How do we develop their staff? How do we teach their staff? And then how do we help new nonprofits who, are trying to fill a need in the community? So there's two parts to it. The training opportunities that have come out recently are incredible. Everything from beginner level to advanced grant writing, because we have people at all levels really working for us that could use a building of skills, but also how they connect people. I think that, when you put a class of people together that are interested in the same thing, that are all working for nonprofits in Broward County, the more we can all collaborate, the better off we're all going to be. So why duplicate efforts when we can get together and work together? Pace does this very well with lots of nonprofits in the community because we don't do everything. So we look for other organizations who are doing things that our girls need, right, and they do the same. So the Community Foundation is a great convener of people to do that. So it's been incredibly helpful for us, and I know for our other partners in the community too.
They're a remarkable networking with the Center for Nonprofit Excellence. They now have a database online of all of the nonprofits in Broward County. So you can go in and search by the cause or alphabetical or the name of the organization and find something that might suit what your needs are and be able to connect with them. And of course, at the classes, like you say, the networking opportunities, it's almost cliche to talk about networking, but the truth is there's a reason it is so popular, because if you don't meet people who have things to offer, then you can't receive what they can offer.
It's so true. I think we all get in our tunnel. We're all just doing the work and great work. And sometimes you don't know what else is out there and you don't know how else someone is doing something. So grant writing is a great example of that. We're all some of us all going for the same pots of money. So how can we partner? How can a lot of foundations and grants want nonprofits to partner together so that we're not duplicating efforts? And so if you don't know the people or you don't meet the people, you don't know what they're up to. So it is cliche, but it's not. You don't know who's out there and what they're doing and what they're up to.
Right.
I also think that database is amazing for donors. I mean, it really does also help donors know what nonprofits are out there doing and where they want their philanthropic dollars to go as well.
Absolutely. And, I'm a firm believer that there are people out there who want to give, and at different levels. Mm-hmm. There are some people who can do a $25 donation, but those add up. Mm-hmm. And there are other people who can be community builders here at the Community Foundation of Broward and, start a fund with $1 million.
That's
or
right.
You can start a fund with whatever it is, $25,000. And that's one of the beauties also of the Community Foundation of Broward is when you have a fund, you can direct where that money goes to, and they handle it so responsibly.
Absolutely.
The more time I spend here, the more I'm so impressed with what they do. And when I speak to the people who have benefited from their work, it just reaffirms what I feel instinctively from talking to the people here. If you had a vision of Pace Center 5 years from now and your partnership with Community Foundation of Broward, what bold action would you want to take?
At this point, especially with the state of girls after COVID has kind of subsided, from both an academic and a mental health standpoint, I would want to see great improvement in girls' mental health. I think that it is so darkly affected by COVID, isolation, and social media, being just connected to screens for a variety of reasons. I would really, really love to see great improvement in girls' mental health in this community. It's really epidemic at this point. We have a wonderful therapy program, community-based therapy program at Pace, where we go into schools, into homes, meet girls where they are, just to provide free therapeutic services. And we always have an interest list. We always have a waiting list because there are so many girls out there who need therapeutic services in both our academic and counseling day program and in the community. And we almost can't get enough therapists to do it because it's such a great need right now. And so it's heartbreaking sometimes to see how much need is really out there. So that would be where I would love to see great improvement.
You've just made a great plea for anyone who cares about mental health to get involved with the Community Foundation of Broward, since that is one of their key areas that they work with, and talk to them. Go to cfbroward.org, take a look through the website, and get to know what the opportunities are for you to help in an area that matters to you in an ongoing way. That's one of the beautiful things about it. It's in perpetuity.
Yes.
Someone can open a fund and it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And you're really improving Broward County for the better for years to come.
Absolutely. It's a sustainable way to give. And that is so important for nonprofits who are serving Broward County, is sustainable giving that we know we can count on, for the long term. We never want to get rid of a program. We never want to have to get rid of a team member because, the funding runs out. So I am committed to never doing that. And so Community Foundation does a great job connecting us with the donors who care about what we do.
I'm just so impressed at the ability of nonprofits to maintain their status and continue running long term when I realize that they rely on grants, donations, some government funding, which may be good one year and may get cut the next.
So true.
So that's where something like the Community Foundation of Broward can fill the holes and take you to the next level, which obviously they have done with Pace Center for Girls. And I urge people, if you are curious about Pace Center for Girls, if you have experience in development and are looking for a job, or what about volunteers?
Yes, we love our volunteers. We take volunteers in a variety of roles, committees for special events where we raise funds, tutors, book club facilitators, any number of different things that people may be interested in doing to impact the lives of our girls, whether it's in a philanthropic way or in a hands-on way. We love our volunteers.
So how would someone contact you if they're interested?
So our website is pacecenter.org/Broward, or I can always be reached by email at Sara, Sara.Nunez, Nunez, @pacecenter.org.
Sara, you are such a delight. I always love talking to you.
Thank you. You too.
And I just appreciate you coming on to Bold Voices. You are a bold voice in our community, and what you've given of yourself, both at your time with the Girl Scouts of Southeast Florida and now at Pace Center, has really made a mark on Broward County. And you have helped grow girls who are giving back to our community and really raising the standard of excellence for being a part of a community. So thank you so much, Sara Nunez, Executive Director of Pace Center for Girls.
Thank you.
It has been an incredible delight talking to Sara Nunez from Pace Center for Girls. And to wind things up, we always turn to the Vice President of Marketing and Communications at the Community Foundation of Broward, because Kirk Engelhardt knows everything there is to know about what the Community Foundation does. We call it Kirk's Corner. Welcome, Kirk.
Thank you, Ellen. And Sarah's a tough act to follow because the work that's being done over at Pace is second to none. And it is incredibly life-changing work. The work of Sara and her team over at Pace Center really hits on a number of focus areas we have here at the foundation. One is healthy and thriving communities, specifically the mental health aspect of that, social and economic mobility, and then education and youth enrichment. So, when you think about how important all of those things are combined, and there's a lot of organizations that are doing one piece, but not all of them, and how they wrap around these girls and make sure that they have everything that they need to be able to soar and have the wind at their backs as they leave so that they can achieve whatever they dream of, as opposed to having the wind facing them, holding them back, which is what's happening when they get there, right? It's just amazing work. And the fact of the matter is, it takes money, a lot of money, to be able to run an operation like that, but the impact is palpable. It's right there in front of your face. It is real. And the best thing that philanthropists can do to support an organization like PACE is to establish an endowed fund here at the Community Foundation that would last forever and provide sustained support so that these programs can continue. More girls can be helped. They can expand the programs. They can add services. They can grow. And as the need grows in the community, the organization will be right there to meet it. And that's what endowment is all about. It's not just an investment in creating change today. It's an investment in the future of people, in the future of the community, in the future of the world. And it makes a difference that lasts forever.
And if you want to bring it home, it's an investment in your children as they grow up in Broward County and their children. So yes, it goes generation to generation in perpetuity. Visit cfbroward.org. Kirk Engelhardt, thank you for being the driving force behind Bold Voices, and I look forward to speaking to you after our next episode. Stay tuned to Bold Voices to see what's coming next at the Community Foundation of Broward.
Thank you for listening to Bold Voices. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and hope you'll be inspired to join us in creating a better Broward for all. If you'd like more information, visit us online at cfbroward.org, and remember to always be bold.